Hey guys, it's day 4. I can't believe we're already at 4 days. Oven in, as you saw from, I did do some filming yesterday, so you saw that. So the first thing I'm going to do is start getting these panels back on. I just wanted to say I was actually quite impressed by the neatness of the electrics within this cabinet. It's done really well. The cabinet is built not very well. I want to say just some different words then. Yeah, it's not built very well, but the electrics are done very well. Quite pleased with those, and at least the parts look very simple. So hopefully, if anything does go wrong with it in the future, it'll be easy to repair. So the first thing I need to do is put the side panels back on, because we're not going to get to this side. This side's going to be against the wall, and I need to make a hole in one of the panels big enough to get this through, or I take this apart and make a smaller hole. Well, I'll probably take it apart and make a smaller hole, I guess, and get this through, so that it's ready to at least come out and actually use. Once I've got those two side panels on, this oven can actually be pushed into place, back into that back corner. I do, stupidly, I've already moved it once, I'm going to have to move it again. I need to move the cable in the back corner, just literally to the side there, because it is right on the edge of this, or may even be covered by this, so I need to move it another 100mm over at least. Yeah, real schoolboy error, but I wasn't really sure about how I was going to have the cabinet opening. Yesterday I'd raised the issue about the tanks. Nothing to worry about the tanks. They are check dimensions. They're 400 by 400 by 700 tall. So, you know, they're only coming out for, well, 400's about here, this far. So that'll be fine. Obviously, I still want the door to open this way, so I'm going to, obviously going to have that way round, because you wouldn't get a door. You'd only get a door open like that far if the door opened out that way, which wouldn't be any good, especially if you have any bigger parts that you want to powder coat. And I have been talking to a designer about some fittings that are very large, like steel box frame, that kind of thing, 500 by 500. Yeah. So anyhow, I'm going to get on. I'm going to get these in place, and once I've got these in place, I'll bring you back in, show you these, show you what I've done. And then, well guys, the oven is in position. Finally, we can see how much smaller it now is in here. Now that the oven's in, it's a very, very large piece of equipment. And to be fair, our powder coating extractor is pretty big as well. That's 1 metre by 1 metre by, oh, I thought that door was going there. 1 metre by 1 metre by, oh god, it's scratching this. By, 1.5 tall, I believe. So, say oven's there. We're going to have the extractor probably here somewhere. May even have it facing this way round, so that you more or less step into this space to do your powder coating and get on. So, lighting wise, I have to now be a bit, have to be a bit careful, because originally on my first video I said what I was going to do was throw a fluorescent up just over there, which obviously isn't going to work now, and one over here. Now I can still do one over here, it'll go on top of the insulation here, so I guess that's probably not a bad idea, but the one down here is going to really have to be like this, I guess. The thing is, we've got to be aware of the door, so it might have to go actually more over like this. And we're going to have tanks along here, as I've said about 1 million times now. So we need lighting down there anyway. So I think that's not a bad decision. So we go probably one here. It's going to be a bit odd, but one here. And then I think I'm going to move this one down a little bit and have this probably about here. So these two are going to be quite close together. But I mean, obviously you're going to need the main amount of light around where the extractor booth is. It'd be really nice if the extractor booth is here, so I can actually check. Yeah, so what I will now do is I'm going to look at where the cabling goes in on these lights and start getting the cabling in over the top. like, probably not, you probably all been laughing at me. Certainly walked into the workshop with it on, and the guys just burst out laughing. So, but I will have to say that the old tool belt has its use, because it stops you from putting down random tools here, there and everywhere, which I've been pretty guilty of. And oh, it's all over the place here. Just let me straighten you up. There we go. Yeah, you know, I put tools down here, there and everywhere and forget where they've gone. I am terrible. I'm normally, I would say that I can be a very tidy worker. I guess it depends on what you're doing, I suppose, and how you're doing it, and if you spend the time to actually set up what you're doing. And it makes sense, doesn't it? Because it's so much quicker for me to pull out the screwdriver here rather than go, oh, where did I leave that screwdriver? Anyhow, lights up, so you can see a little bit more about how this is laid out. Now I may have, I don't think I will, but I might have an error in terms of the position of this and whether or not it's going to see here, but I don't think it's going to be a problem, because obviously it's still going to see the lower half of you. You know, even if this clips off some of the beam, you're still going to get a beam going down this way, so hopefully that should work out okay. 32 amp commando sockets up, so that will plug into there. I still haven't decided, I put the 32 amp in the wrong place, as I said before, but I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to have a 16 amp here or something, or whether or not it's going to be like a double socket. I really don't know yet. Still got sockets over there to do, and I guess probably a socket over here to do. I don't know at the minute. Again, with that one I might leave that for now. It was always just a spare, just in case we needed it. I've got to put the side panels back into the oven and have a general tidy up as well, and I need to still drill a hole in the back of the consumer unit for the 16mm SY to come through. And oh, I need to sort out the TT earth and the earth for the actual container as well. I'd had planned to bolt to, there's a bolt that's holding the roof together just above the consumer unit, so I think I'm going to bolt to that, but that means I'm going to have to take this insulation panel out just at the front here to do that. Kind of annoying that I didn't do it at the time. It's one of those things you forget to do. We've got some lighting on, which is great. Everything is so temporary in terms of the main incoming supply. I had a 4mm running out, and then I decided, do you know what, I'm not going to make the effort of running the 4mm into the board, because it isn't the end cable anyway, so I go through all that effort. So instead I joined it onto a plug top on a 3 amp fuse, because ultimately all I want the power for at the moment is just lighting, until we're ready to actually do the main suppliers and then test the oven, etc.